Well, hi there, everyone. In this video, I want to share with you bilateralstimulation.io. They are a vendor at our upcoming Playful EMDR Summit in Cocoa Beach, November 2nd through November 5th. The speakers are Ana Gomez and Marshall Lyles, which I love. They're two pioneers in our field, and to have them at our conference is just amazing. But Bilateral Stimulation IO, we have Yannick here, Benjamin, and Francis, and they're going to do the onboarding. Hey guys, nice to see you. Now,
Hey,
I've been using bilateral stimulation IO long before COVID even hit. As soon as I found out about it, I think one of my consultees had actually told me about it, and I love it. I loved everything about it. So I was really familiar with it. And just recently, kind of recently, they came up with another option to have the bilateral stimulation, the BLS pulsar versions available. And as an EMDR therapist working with clients virtually, this is invaluable. It really helps us to be able to have different mechanisms of actions with our clients, which can help with blocking and looping, to help with that deeper processing. So I'm super excited about this, and I'm super excited that you guys are here and we can actually record the onboarding process and show everybody what it entails and show everybody the dashboard of what it's like to be a therapist and have this wonderful tool to use with their clients to support the BLS needs.
awesome. Yeah, great to be here, Jackie. Thank you so much for this kind intro. If you want, I can say a word or two about bilateral stimulation IO, and then we can jump into the buzzers, yeah?
Please.
As some of you might know, this tool, bilateralstimulation.io, it's a tool to provide BLS online, visual, auditory, and now also tactile. And it's a tool that I originally built for my former therapist. So I was an EMDR client myself. And it kind of took off virally in the EMDR therapist community at the beginning of COVID because it was available, it was free, it was simple to use, and it turned from something that I built for my former therapist into a very widely used tool in the EMDR community, which is awesome to see. And as Jackie said, we now have added the third modality to the system. So you can do tactile BLS remotely over the internet with our buzzers. And we're going to focus today on onboarding Jackie to the tactile BLS part. In the process, you're also going to see the visual and the auditory, but the focus is kind of, hey, how does tactile BLS over the internet with bilateralstimulation.io work for the client, for the therapist? And yeah, that's the plan for today.
Oh, that's great. I'm so excited. When I got them in the mail, I was like, yay. And I love the shape of them too. They're a little bit different than some of the current ones that I'm using. I love that it's long and it just really just kind of fits right in the palm of my hand. All right.
That's
So,
great to hear. We because we actually kind of did quite a lot of testing. So at some point we had like 20 different variations on our desk, and we tried them out with different people, different hand sizes, and we were like, okay, should they be more like kind of small and square, or should they be like the kind of thing that we now arrived at, which is a bit more like elongated and more haptic. So yeah, glad to hear you like it.
yeah. And I'm thinking, as far as I personally am a child and teen therapist, and sometimes we put them in people's socks, which sounds
Mm.
kind of strange, but this would slide in there pretty nicely, and it's so smooth, the edges around it. Sometimes when people are really kind of processing, they'll squeeze, and it seems like it's pretty durable. All right, so you direct me what to do.
Let's do it. Do you want to share your screen so we can see what you see?
Okay.
All right. So basically, we're going to show you first how it looks from the client's perspective and then how it looks from the therapist's perspective.
Okay.
So the scenario is you are now a client and you have procured the bilateralstimulation.io remote tactile buzzers. And now you launched the bilateralstimulation.io application, and this is what you see. It says, welcome. Let's start by testing your buzzers. So Jackie, do you have your buzzers with you?
I do. I have the buzzers.
There we go.
I have this and then the cord.
Perfect. So maybe plug in the buzzers to your control unit, so
Okay.
the two buzzers that connect to this, that's it, yeah. And then now you can connect the control unit to the computer.
Okay. Okay, so now I see the green light, and for everybody watching, I'm not the most tech savvy person, so far so good. It seems really easy. All right.
So now it says connect to your therapist. So right now I'm the therapist, you're the client. So my name is just Yannick, that's Yanick.
Okay, and continue.
Continue, that's right. And now you're here and it says waiting for Yannick Stenbeck to start the bilateral stimulation. So this is kind of what many of you might know if you know bilateralstimulation.io. So you can do the visual here, you can do the auditory here. Just as an example, I'm not turning on tactile yet. Let me turn on the visual. You see it moving, right? We can change the color, right? We can make it go diagonal. We can make it go horizontal. We have these child-friendly motives, which a lot of child therapists like. And these are all the things that the tool already does today in terms of the visual, and we can add audio to this as well. But what we're here to show today is not the visual part, not the audio part, but the tactile part, right? So Jackie, maybe click on this little yellow thingy there. That just popped up because I turned on the audio. Can you hear me?
I can. I just stuck on
okay.
for a minute.
Okay, cool.
No,
maybe click on the yellow banner there just so it goes away. So we
right
okay.
There
we go. So now do you have the buzzers in your hand?
I do.
Okay, great. Let me turn on tactile and then let me know if you can feel it.
I feel them. Wow. Yes, that's fantastic. Right through like that. This is right. I'm in my home. You are not even close by. You're in a different country than me.
Yeah.
And it is buzzing. That's fantastic. Yes.
So now I can change the vibration. I'm going to make it a bit more intense now. I'm going to make it a bit faster now. I'm going to remove the visual. So now you have just the tactile. And then I can make it a bit slower again. Make it, now I'm increasing it to the maximum intensity. And now the last thing I want to show you, and we're going to see this in a second from the therapist's perspective, so you kind of see what I'm doing. But the last thing, Jackie, just so you feel it, is I'm going to change the nature of the vibration. So now it's instead of like continuous vibration, now I changed it to more of a like staccato vibration like this. Yeah. And we're going to see in a second how you can do that and how it looks from the therapist's perspective.
For some people watching this may not be familiar with the visual options. Can you, you showed it for a little bit. Can you show the child ones like the lion and the unicorn and stuff again?
Absolutely, yeah. So popular one is this one, the unicorn. On the screen recording, it's a little bit like slow right now, like the way that when you share your screen on Zoom, the frame rate is a bit low, so it looks like it's kind of jumping, but in reality, this is like a smooth movement from left to right. Mm-hmm. We have this dinosaur here, we have the penguin, we have all kinds of emojis, different emotions as well, right? Like people like to sometimes even use this one here when they're processing angry emotions. So we have all these different motives, which we actually worked with 2 EMDR child therapists to develop these illustrations and to say, hey, what are kind of the right motives to show here? After looking at many, many different ones, then these are the ones that we ended up liking the most.
Yeah, gosh, that's wonderful. I know that can even be kind of tied into resourcing. We even use like kind of like animal imagery for some of the resourcing. And I think about too, like even just the dot and the color. What I do in the beginning, I ask them, "What's your favorite color?" And I'll change it, and that kind of supports that I matter cognition right out the gate. I know, gosh, it's been a couple of years ago now. I had a client that as her sun would go down, she would have me change the color of the dot. So I thought that was a pretty cool function to be able to do where, we think it's just for the dot, but the dot itself can be very therapeutic, the color or the image. Very
Nice. So maybe to make this clearer to everyone, like, hey, what am I doing right now from the therapist side of things? Should we switch sides? Do you want to see how it looks from the therapist side?
Yes. Do you want to share your screen and I stop sharing my screen?
Actually, I can even like get you there, so that might
Okay.
help bring across that point as well. So you should see in the menu it says therapist. This is not visible on the screen recording, but you should see it, yeah. And then log in as therapist. Do you see that one?
Okay. So in the menu it says therapist, yes, and change therapist, log in as therapist.
Log in as therapist. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. And do I share my screen for this part as well?
You might as well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna put in your email if you're fine with people seeing that.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jackie has an account, puts in her email, now gets a code to her email to log in. No password, because who wants to remember another password? It's just you enter your email, you get a code, you enter the code, and then you're in, and we aim to keep you logged in for a very long time. So you don't have to kind of think about it. You usually have to do this like once a year. So now, Jackie, you're in. And then close this pop-up here. And if you go to tactile, you will see the tactile options. So now actually, if you enable tactile on the top right, if you click this toggle next to tactile, there we go. So it says your own buzzers are connected to your computer. No client is connected to your session. So now I'm the client. I'm going to connect to Jackie just like she connected to me before. And now let's see if we can make this work. Let me.
This is so exciting.
Jackie, I'm realizing one thing here in the preparation of this call. What I failed to do is you see that some features in the tool, they have this little lock icon because they require our paid professional plan. And currently these are not unlocked for you. So if you go to the visual tab, for example, you will see that currently you can't do some of the things that I was doing. What we can do if you want is you can log in with my account for demonstration purposes now so that you have everything unlocked.
Okay.
Should we do that?
Yeah. That way we have access to the little lion. Okay, so I'm going to just stop sharing so that I can access that window that covers it. So I'm up here, so I should, let's see.
So it says, so this is going to be a bit complicated now because I didn't anticipate this. So when you click on
out if you want, you want me to?
Yeah, maybe we can like
let me just make a big sound in the audio so that I can see it jump in the audio.
Sorry, say again. Oh, yeah. That's right.
That helps me with knowing where that's at.
Nice.
Okay, so
that's a good trick. Can you click on client? Yeah, sorry, Benji.
Faster if you just feature flag it, maybe.
No. Actually, wait. I have an idea. Give me 10 seconds here. Jackie, I'm just going to give you access here real quick.
Yeah, I think that's the faster way, and then you don't have to change.
Yeah, but you still need to log out and log back in, basically.
Okay.
But we can do that. 1 second. Yeah, because we recently made this change, right? We basically introduced this paid professional plan for the software, where some of the features are paid, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to unlock your account for these features so that you have access to all the professional plan features, and we can do the the full thing. So I just did it, but we need to log you out and log you back in. If you share your screen, I can show you how to do that.
Okay.
So click on client or go to the bilateral window that you have here. And then click on client and the menu at the top.
Oh, up here. For some reason, the Zoom menu is like in my way. Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then use application as client. And then it should say at the top right, login as therapist. So now click on login as therapist at the top right. And now just log in again. And then this time you should have all the access.
Okay. 9806369. Boy, that's really nice because passwords are such a pain.
Yeah, right.
You really thought of a lot of cool things.
Yeah, we want to keep it simple. Okay, there we go. So now you can kind of see everything is unlocked and
okay, so from this point now, I'm just going to share just that window and then we'll restart.
All right. Sounds good.
Just going to do a bump in the audio again so I could see where to restart it.
All right, so that's the interface. You can see here, this is what the therapist sees. You could invite your client with your link, which is /Jackie, so your personal link.
Okay.
And then me as the client, I can join this. And now when you close this invite client session, you can see all the features. So Jackie, maybe I'll shut up for a little bit and I'll let you explore and tell us what you see.
Well, it looks very, very user-friendly and very simple. And I've been using it for a long time. It definitely looks different than what I'm used to.
This is the new and upgraded version, right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay, so there's a visual with all the different color options. One thing, Yannick, that I noticed that sometimes my clients like to change the colors. So that's pretty cool. I love the color options, how you can just kind of go on there. So there's a toggle for video, visual, auditory, and then tactile. Okay, it says your own buzzers are connected to your computer. So that's before. So should I disconnect mine?
So I'm now, no, that's fine. So basically as the therapist, you have the choice between having your own buzzers connected during the session or not. So let's say you're on a remote session with a client. I'm the client now, you're the therapist. I have my buzzers here. And now you might want to feel the same that I'm feeling. You might want to experience, okay, what is the intensity of the vibration? What is the speed? And like, how does that feel? So if you want to do that, you can basically connect your own buzzers as well, and then always feel what I'm feeling as the client. So I have now connected them. You can see it here in the interface. It says client has buzzers plugged in. So as the therapist, you also always have like full visibility on, hey, is your client connected? Do they have their buzzers plugged in? Do I need to direct them to maybe, you know, plug in their buzzers or do something to make it work? And if you want to connect your own buzzers and feel what they feel, then you can do this as well. And they're fully synced to each other.
Okay. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. Especially for the kid clients. All right. So now I want to, let's see, I could change intensity like you did with me. Is the pause what makes that space in between the?
That's right. Exactly. So basically, you can either have a continuous vibration where you have like left, right, without any pause in between, or you can add some pause where the longer the pause, the more the vibration becomes like left, right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. And now to actually start the bilateral stimulation.
That's at the bottom right.
The bottom right. Oh, let me move my window around here a little bit.
Oh, you see it there, start BLS at the bottom right.
Oh, there it is. Okay. There it is. And I can feel it and you can feel it. It gives me the time that has elapsed, the passes. The pause. Now it's okay. All right. I typically, oh, that's the intensity. Okay. Very nice. And I typically start at like 6.5 when I'm in phase 4. But then when I doing the resourcing will go down. Very nice. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I'm stopping, but I could have paused there as well.
And every change you're doing, Jackie, happens immediately here in Berlin on Yannick's side. So if you change the intensity, it doesn't even take a second until the intensity changes on Yannick's side. Like it's really immediate. So there's no delay, no matter where you are based in the world, right? I mean, we are now away thousands of miles, and it happens immediately.
That is so super cool. That's amazing. I love this. This is definitely my favorite. I've been using it long before. It was actually, I mean, amazing even before this. The fact that you guys created this is incredible. Wow, thank
That's
you.
great to hear.
Okay.
That's great to hear, Jackie.
Oh my goodness. It literally seems perfect. I can't even think of one thing that I would like to change. Except for maybe if there was like a little heart in the visual as one.
Oh, a little you go click on this one, yeah.
Do you have a
So
heart?
let's see, a heart. Do we have it? No, we don't. Actually, let me make a
Yeah, the
note.
poop emoji.
Yeah.
I love
Very popular.
this. This is so perfect. I could use it with clients of all ages. It's very user friendly. It's something that doesn't take a long time to set up, and to connect it on my end as a client was just a matter of plugging in. So that's incredible. Thank you. And I am so excited that you're a vendor for our Playful EMDR Summit. And not only, will we definitely share it with people that are attending there and whoever is watching this video, but I plan to share it with all my consultees and definitely use it myself as an EMDR clinician.
Awesome. So we'll also provide you a link that when you share it, you can have it in there as well, which is the link where people can sign up for the buzzers if they're interested. And we also will provide a link where they can use the software tool, right? Because if people just want to use the visual and the auditory, they can do that as well without the buzzers. If they want to do the tactile, then we'll share a link with all the information on the buzzers.
Perfect. And for those of you watching, at the time of this recording, it's July 2022. So this is just getting rolled out. So there may be availability for just to order them right away as well, like depending on when somebody is tuning in.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, how do they purchase?
Right. So the status is that we have our first big production batch. So we have already 100 buzzers out in the wild. One of them with you, Jackie. One of them with me, and they're being used by therapists and clients to do remote tactile sessions already since January this year. So a lot of like remote tactile sessions are already being done, and then we have done a crowdfunding campaign where we had over 300 people buying over 400 pairs of buzzers. Wow. And that gave us, by the way, Jackie, also thank you for spreading the word about this back then when we did it. And this gave us the funds to turn the buzzers into reality for the broad public. So the status right now, July 2022, is that in September, we will have produced our first big batch and then ship to all of our supporters of the crowdfunding campaign. And shortly thereafter, we will have an online shop where you can simply order the buzzers and get them delivered to you within a couple days. We will also soon open pre-orders again. There will be the opportunity to kind of put down your email and like be among the first to be able to order the buzzers and then offer tactile BLS remotely. And I'm going to share the link with you. There's going to be all the information there, a little video, and the opportunity for people to put their email down and for us to notify them shortly. And by the time they watch this video, this might already well be a reality where they can simply order it online right away.
Yes, yes. So right below this video is the link. And as you're speaking, I just can't help but think, I mean, it is super cool, but I think about like even the greater kind of picture is that it's bringing EMDR therapy to people that may not have otherwise been able to engage, because sometimes people have visual limitations. And sometimes sensory, the auditory piece isn't there. So the thought that some people may be getting EMDR therapy that wouldn't otherwise, and it's a very healing type of therapy. It's literally beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you too, Jackie. Thank you.
All right. Nice seeing you guys.
Nice seeing you too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jackie.
Bye.
Bye.